breaking down a tool and a resource that you guys can actually use. So today we're going to be breaking down Excess Elite, all right, which is a platform that not only I use, but a lot of killers in the surplus funds business use. All right, so if you guys are following my YouTube channel, we've had the recent success stories here with Andre and Matthew. They've been utilizing Excess Elite. And then also we have here Kenneth,
You
who
too.
was
Welcome back.
able to close 23 deals in 6 months, and he closed that huge $260,000 deal. So we have a lot of killers that are using this platform. It is a platform that requires some wherewithal. So I'm going to be breaking down how to actually use this tool to your advantage. And then also I'll be giving you guys some discounts that you can use. All right, so I see we got some questions in the chat already. When time permits, can you repost the Facebook group link? Yes, the Facebook group. Let's go ahead and get that in there right here. Go ahead and paste that. And then somebody said, I signed up for Access Elite. I'm trying to log in, but it keeps throwing me back to the CRM. All right, you can just reach out to their support. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and hit mute all. We have a lot to discuss today. I'm going to be able to squeeze it all in an hour if I do not get interrupted. Put my phone on D&D, and then everybody, please make sure you're muted. We'll have time for Q&A at the end. All right, so Excess Elite has two sides. All right, a lot of people don't know this, but they have a lead and database, and they also have a CRM. The CRM stands for Client Relationship Management. All right, the CRM is the marketing tool. The lead and database is what it sounds like, leads and a database. All right, so first, we're going to start with all of the features on the lead and database. Excess Elite recently came out with some crazy new updates. They now have an AI analysis report that will go and check the due diligence for you. They can also prepare the intro email for you. They also give you methods of proof. And then they now have daily leads. All right. So we're going to be breaking down the lead and database, and then we're going to break down the CRM, which also has new updates. You can auto send intro email and agreement forms, and you can also send mailers now. So not only can you call, text, email, you can also send mailers as well. All right. So here on the lead and database side, we have the dashboard. All right. So this has a map of the entire nation, and it shows you as you hover over it, how much excess funds are in the database for those certain states. All right. If you want to work a state, you can click on the state, and then as you click on it, you're going to have details. All right. So we have the state with the counties. And then for mortgages, they tell you the difference. Is it non-judicial? Is it judicial? Is there a cap on how much you can charge? How long are the funds held? And what the state statute is. All right. So this helps us so that we can understand before even working a state. You guys know I tell you this all the time. You need to know the difference between judicial and non-judicial. You need to know the state statute. You need to know if there's any limitations on how much you can charge. That's the foundation of working the business. All right. And then if you want to go into more detail, you can click on the county reports, and it will go and open up all of the counties and give you details. So like if I go here for California, I can go in and we can see all the different counties. And let's say you wanted to focus on that county, you can go click, and then you'll have all the important links. If you need to go to where they pull the tax deeds from, if you need to perform a case search, if you need to go to the county recorder, if you need to go to the clerk of courts, if you need to go to the property appraiser site, they have all of the links, so you don't have to waste time on Google trying to find, the links to actually perform your research and work the business. As we scroll down, we can see here they have their weekly report. So this week so far, they have located over 14 million in excess funds that came across 106 counties and across 24 states. But they also have daily leads. All right. So if we click here, it says never miss another opportunity. Get comprehensive daily reports with county specific data. Stay ahead of competition with automated insights delivered fresh every day. So if we click here, view daily reports, they have here. And as you guys can see, today is the 25th, and they already have today's leads in the database. All right, consisting of tax sales, mortgage foreclosures across the entire nation. And the good thing is, as those leads come in, they're already skip traced. All right. So it already has the due diligence performed for you, and it gives you the details on the claim. All right. So let's say we click on a lead, it's going to pop up. We can go open that lead. One second. I see we have more people trying to join. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So let's go ahead and click on a lead. All right, so now we have here the property information report. All right, so when you click on the lead that pulls up the report, it is going to take some time for it to load and pull up all of the data because I'm going to show you guys there's a lot of information on each report. All right, so for starters, you are going to see the contact's name and you have the address that was foreclosed. You have the opening bid, you have the closing bid, you have the potential surplus, keyword potential, and you have the sales date. Now, this is what you guys need to understand. Excess Elite strictly locates properties that sell for more than the initial debt. But there are, of course, leads in here in which after the sale, somebody could have filed for bankruptcy, they could have canceled the sale, or there could be some liens that could come in and swallow it up. So I'm going to show you guys how you can confirm and make sure that it's pursuable. But what this is, it gives you the head start to track leads so that you can initiate your marketing journey. And then if somebody's interested, you can determine if you want to pursue. So here it tells you if they are deceased or not, if they're on the DNC list, you have their mailing address, you have phone numbers, and then you also have relatives information. All right, so all of the skip tracing is taken care of for you. The DNC check is on there. And then most importantly, we have here the debt and lien information. Now, Excess Elite recently partnered with Property Radar. If you guys aren't familiar, Property Radar is the industry leader in basically property reports. All right, so Property Radar will give you deed details, they'll give you all of the transactions in the historical data for mortgages and liens. So the fact that they have this integrated now, this gives you a huge discount because Property Radar is expensive. Okay. And what you can see here is all of the data in terms of the debt. And the good thing is, if you look at this and you're like, hey, I have no idea how to read it, they now have the AI analysis report. So they can give you the final analysis. They break down the information here. They give you, if somebody's deceased, they'll search the obituary for you. If there's any liens, they'll go ahead and do that research. And they give you a full analysis report for you right there. All right, so that's one of the cool features that the lead and database now has for you. They give you the full report, and you also have the debt and lien information. Now, let's say, for example, you're working a lead in a West Coast state like a Washington or a California or a Idaho. Let me pull up one of those as an example. Let me see if I can find one of those West Coast states. All right, here we go, California. Once again, for the property information reports, it does take time to load because of all of the data and the AI reports that they're going to give. Might time out on me. All right, here we go. So this property right here, this is in California. And as we know with California, they provide the trustee information and also the foreclosure information. So for those of you who have Property Radar, you know about the West Coast states like a California, a Nevada, an Idaho, a Washington, and Oregon that we want to look for the foreclosure information and determine if there is a surplus based on that. So here we can see, hey, this property sold for 515. Published bid was 111,726. This is a non-judicial state, so we will have to contact the trustee. And here we already have the trustee's information. So you have the company name, address, and phone number so that you can pursue the claim. And of course, here we have the AI report and then also the introductory email that is prepared. So here, this person, they give the report, they say this person is deceased, and they go ahead and break down who the heirs are, and then based on the intestate laws in the state, who's entitled. All right, they give you the debt and lien information. Here it shows that there was a mechanic lien. All right, so those are things that we need to be aware of. So once again, with all of this debt and lien information, you definitely have to know about this stuff. Like this mechanic's lien is going to be a creditor that has a rights towards the surplus. So you don't want to look at, a surplus amount and not be aware of any liens or second mortgages that can come in and take over. All right, so we can see here, this person has, additional debt on the property that could affect the surplus. All right, so the AI report is going to have you easily digest this information and understand it. They'll also prepare the intro email, and then here they'll give you the target contact. So since this person is deceased, they're saying, hey, contact the heir. They have the intro email here, and they also have the AI report. All right. So on the lead and database side, you now have, for starters, something that you can send as potential proof to a client. So let's say, you're like, hey, I don't know what to send to them as proof. You can show them this because it does show the address, it shows the location, it shows the sale date, the surplus, the sale results. You can send that. You also have, of course, the fully skip traced information if somebody's on the DNC list, phone numbers and emails. You also have the debt and lien research, and then you have the AI report. So this makes your job easy because now if you have somebody that's interested, ready to go, and you're at the point where you need to confirm the surplus, your first step is going to be here, do your due diligence, make sure it's pursuable, and then you can proceed. All right, so on the lead and database side, the property information report is a huge upgrade to make your life a lot easier with surplus funds. Now, there are some other items that can assist you. Okay, here they have resource links. So if you're interested in doing this business, they give you certain links that are used to be able to find leads, auction.com, bid for assets, Zome, SRI, Property Radar, Zeus Auctions, Sales Web, Civil View, Ohio Share of Sales. These are all links that you guys can use on your research journey. And of course, each county that you click into, you can go in and find all of the details. So, if you work in South Carolina, you want to work some tax sales, you can go in whatever county you're looking for, and you can access their leads. You can access if they have a claim form that's visible, they give you the claim form. All right, they give you claim instructions, they give you leads. Basically, the lead and database is a one-stop shop that can help you and guide you so that you do the business correctly. Beyond that, they also have the property search. So, like if you had a property that you think has a surplus, you can just plug that property in here and it'll give you the full report. You don't have to necessarily always go into the lead database and try to locate it there. You can just use the property search and be able to find details on that. They also have attorney listings. So if you need an attorney in a certain state, they also have attorneys available for you. And this is all on the nation level. So if you guys are looking to like get daily leads, have your due diligence easy, then the lead and database side is going to be what can actually guide you so that you can do this business with ease. All right, because performing due diligence is a crucial aspect of this business. Pulling leads on a daily basis is a crucial aspect of this business. All right, so once you have all of these leads, then you need to market them. All right, so let's go ahead and discuss marketing with the CRM. All right. So the CRM has the ability to call, the ability to text, the ability to send emails, the ability to send mailers. All right. So you have 4 different marketing methods that you can do from the CRM. All right. So right now we're looking at an account where I'm going to show you guys how many marketing outreach efforts it takes for clients to respond. All right. So if we look here, we had an outbound call, no answer. We have an outbound call, no answer. We have a text, no response. We have a text, no response. We have a text, no response. We have a call, a text, and then finally we have a response. Now imagine that, guys. We have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 points of contact, and then finally got the client saying, yes, who is this? So if you're somebody who thinks that you're going to get started in surplus funds and you're going to call somebody one time and they're going to pick up, rude awakening for you. We're doing cold outreach in this business. All right. So you're going to have follow up. And the beauty about the CRM is it can follow up for you with no emotion. It's not going to say, oh, I'm tired. I don't feel like it today. It's going to follow up for you. All right. So it's going to require multiple points of reaching out. And the thing is, the CRM gives you the ability to get clients to actually respond and you move forward with the claim. That's the whole beauty of working this business. All right. So this here, we have a client that we're moving forward with on the claim. We're already talking about the check. Let's see how many it took this client. All right. Initial message, outbound call, and then an inbound call. All right. It lasted for 10 minutes, 56 seconds. So that call was recorded. And that's the beauty about the CRM is you can upload notes, you can upload documents, you can have proper tracking, you can record calls. So this person responded after 2 outreaches. The other one we looked at, it took 8. This one took 2, had a nice call. Now they're moving forward with the claim, got the email, they're making notes, had a nice call, got the email, moving forward with the claim, and they're talking about picking up checks and stuff. All right. So that person took 2 contacts. Let's keep going and see, how these people are responding. This one, outbound call and a text, they responded. All right, let's keep going and looking. All right, looks like they've been talking for some time. I just want to see what the initial message looked like. Okay, so we have initial text, we have initial call, text, and then boom, we have somebody responding. All right, so this person is a rightful heir. Their mother passed away. All right, so they're able to move forward. Yes, I would be interested. They had a good call. They went over documents. They updated notes. They're talking about there was no probate. We got a good surplus. They're ready to proceed, and now they're moving forward with the claim. All right. So the CRM is a tool that you can use to market clients, but it's so that you can market correctly because as you guys can see, it takes text, it takes calls, it takes follow-up, and then now you get to the point where you're responding with clients. All right. So when you use the lead in database, where you get the leads, you can perform your due diligence, you're getting daily leads, you plug them into the CRM, you can reach out to clients, you can update it with notes, you can have proper tracking. Now you can actually win. Like I told you guys, this is success story from Andre. We have that here, 23-minute long video. You guys can watch it and hear Andre, and he talked about everything. Him and Matthew are partners attacking this. His account, he's attacking, working on leads. We can see in September, this is starred. We'll count how many contacts that they have that they're moving forward with. So September, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right. So 22 people who have responded to their messages, we start and move forward. That doesn't mean that there's 22 deals that are closed and ready to go, but these are 22 people that have actively responded to the CRM. Now, how many people on the call today are not getting responses? How many people are like, hey, I don't even talk to people. My marketing, I don't even know if I want to label it as marketing. I don't even talk to people. So if you use a platform like this, you give yourself the ability to actually win because now you're properly communicating with clients and you have the ability to close. Now let's go over the features of the CRM. All right, so we've gone over how the marketing can definitely assist you in terms of, sending out your text, being able to make calls, being able to upload notes, track deals, but let's take a look at what it really looks like. So if we click on a contact and we look at the details, they're going to give you everything that you need to have an educated conversation with a client. So we have here the potential surplus amount. Client name is the previous owner. This one happens to be a relative, so we have their information. We have the property address. We have a mailing address. We have a phone number. We have the source of where the lead came from. We have the closing bid, the opening bid, the date of the sale, the type of foreclosure, the county, type of contact, and if they're on the DNC list. All right, so they're giving you all of the details and information so that you can have a very good conversation and know what you're talking about. All right. They also have the ability to group contacts. So if we click here on related contacts, now we can see all of the people who are possibly tied to that property. All right. So this is great for us in this business because if we want to know who the relatives are, additional people that are tied to the address, we can do that research. And then also, let's say you guys have somebody that's like interested, ready to go. You can add notes. We can go in here, we can update notes. You can upload documents. You can create opportunities. You can schedule appointments. You can do a lot of different methods in the CRM. Now, another good thing about the CRM is you can have a pipeline tracking. All right. So if we go here to surplus funds, this gives you the journey until you get paid. So we have prospect, which means that, okay, somebody responded and they're an interested client. So our job now is to gather the proof, send the intro email, and then next you follow up. Once they sign, then you move forward with the claim. Once they move forward with the claim, then we're going to do a final review and submit, and then we're going to follow up, and then we'll wait until we get paid. All right. So the good thing is the CRM tracks, all of that for you so that you can understand and see where you're at with your claims. The CRM also has the ability now to automate the intro email and the agreement form. So if you guys have been struggling with your intro email and agreement form, it's been taking you too long, you can now send it by a simple click of a button. All right. So this automation is send agreement plus intro email. We click here on the trigger. We're going to add the tag send agreement. And what that will do is it will prepare the intro email, which will pull all of their important details, and it will go ahead and send the contract. All right. After it sends the contract, it's going to shoot them over a text as well. Hey, pull their first name. We just sent over an agreement. Please check your spam folder as well. All right. So this really makes the business simple. Like, think about it. If you're doing your blast marketing, somebody responds, they share their email, you can literally click a button and it'll send them the email and the agreement form. All right, so now you can focus on just communicating with clients. You have the lead in database that is performing the due diligence for you, scanning the nation every single day for daily leads, and then you plug it in your CRM, you market clients, and then when you get clients responding to you, you simply close them. All right. You cater your leads that are responding to you. Now, of course, for expectations, not everybody's going to be responding back lovely things. Some people are going to respond back F you. Some people are going to respond back crazy things, but that's okay. You get them out of the system. All right. Some people are going to respond. This person said, who is this? Most likely that's them. So this would need to be starred as well. Clients who respond back no, we'll delete them, get them out of the system. But if you guys market correctly with the CRM where you're sending out text messages and you're making calls, you're going to get responses. And then once you get responses, now it's your job to take a look at the claim, see if it's worth pursuing, and then close them. All right. Now, in this system, you do have the ability to use the power dialer. The power dialer allows you to load up leads. You click Let's Start, and then you can call your leads without having to manually punch it in. It's not going to do anything that is against TCPA violations and just blast call all of them at one time. It's actually going to call one at a time, but it's going to load up the dialer for you so you don't have to manually dial, which can save you a lot of time. Now, the CRM does have reporting and KPI tracking, like you can go into call reports and you can see exactly how many calls are being made. Now, the reason why Andre and Matthew have success is because Well, they went through my training. I went out there and met them for a week, got them set up. They follow my protocol. They make 800 to 1,000 calls a week. This week, you can see they already made 926 dials. We still got Friday. They make their calls, they send their text, and this is why they close deals. All right. So they focus on their system. They have leads constantly coming in their database. They send out the blast text messages, and then they hit the phones and they make their calls. Now they have it's Andre, Matthew, and Jason. All right. So they all work together to make their calls. But if you're somebody where you're like, hey, I don't have time to make calls, you can hire somebody that can make the calls for you. But if you are making 800 to 1,000 calls a week, you're going to get responses. If you're sending out blast text messages, you're going to get responses. Also, if you send mailers, you're going to get responses. All right. I'm going to show you guys the new feature that they now have. And next week on Thursday, we'll be doing a full workshop on mailers. But you now have the ability to send mailers as well. All right. So let's say, for example, I want to shoot this client over a mailer. You can simply click on the contact, hit the mailer icon, and then you'll choose what do you want to send them. Do you want to send them a pre-foreclosure? Do you want to send them something in regards to a previous owner? And here it's going to auto-populate. As you guys can see here, this has the company logo for the mailer, and then it'll pull their information. So it says, hi, client's first name. We're reaching out because your property address is going to pull that. Was recently sold in the foreclosure auction. The good news, the sale brought in more money than what was owed. This extra money is called surplus funds, and by law, you are entitled to claim it. We specialize in helping people like you file for the paperwork and recover these funds with no upfront cost. You don't pay us anything unless we successfully get your money. So then it talks about things that can go ahead and auto-populate. You have a QR code. All right. So now think about it. If you're hitting your calls, you're hitting your messages, and you're sending mailers, and the cool thing about this, and we'll talk about this next week, is there's automations that we can make with these mailers. All right. So for starters, when the mail provider marks that it was delivered, you can get notified to go ahead and call the client that, hey, this got accurately delivered, call the client. You can also create an automation that when they receive it and they scan the QR code, that you can get an internal message, like the CRM can text you and say, hey, this contact, give their name, just opened your letter and they scanned the QR code. Here's their details. And then they'll give you the surplus amount, the date of the sale, all of that. And it can also text the client directly and say, hey, we noticed that you received our letter in the mail. Do you have time for a quick call? You can create all of these automations now in the CRM, which is awesome. So we can call, we can text, we can send emails, we can send mailers. We have automation when clients are responding to us. We have automation when clients are opening up letters in the mail. We have the ability that when clients are interested, we can send them an intro email and agreement form by the click of a button. All right. So that's like super powerful. But of course, something like this, we have to take the time to learn and master. Now, with XS Elite, they do have a CRM manager at just $5 a hour. And what they'll do is they'll load up your leads, they'll apply the tags, they'll apply the marketing tags, and they'll make sure that you're marketing correctly. So if you want to send mailers, if you want to make calls, if you want to send text messages, the CRM manager is just $5 an hour. Now let's talk about XS Elite's cost. All right. So XS Elite has two options. Okay. It's either the CRM only, which is the marketing platform where you can call, text, send mailers, email, where you can have tracking with opportunities where you can upload notes and schedule appointments and send contracts and do all of these fine and dandy things. And then you have the Nation plan, which will include the CRM, but it will also have daily leads. It will also have the AI analysis report. It will also have the attorney resources, the county links, and claim forms that you need to actually work the business. Now, you guys do have the ability to get this at a lower rate. I'm going to put the promo codes here in the chat. The first one is CRM 20 forever. All right. CRM 20 forever will get you the CRM only at just $20 a month. It was so funny. I was doing this training on the call earlier and somebody said, "Hey, is the CRM free?" And the fact, like, you just think about it. You can call, you can text, you can send mailers, you can send emails. Like, there's no way possible that that could be free. But hey, at $20 a month, that's very, very, very affordable. And there's nothing like this in the game that you can get at just 20 bucks a month. Now, if you guys want to have the nation level, you can use the promo code Prestige30 off. And what that will get you is a 7-day free trial plus 30% off. So that will drop that from 300 a month down to 210. So think about it. At 210 a month, you get daily leads. Imagine how much you would pay a virtual assistant to do daily leads. You would spend way more than 200 a month. So the fact that you have daily leads, you have the AI generated due diligence, you have the property information report, you have the trustee details, and you have the CRM, that is very affordable. All right. So they do not have the Florida only plan anymore. It is just the nation and then also the CRM only. All right. So those are the only two options now. All right. Now, to work this, you're going to have questions. They have a support. All right. They have a phone number, they have an email, they have a support ticket system, but they also have live Q&As every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right. So my advice is if you are working this, you definitely need a CRM manager. I mean, at $5 an hour, they're going to be able to get you in the correct position and then hop on their live Q&As on Wednesdays, ask the questions that you need so that you can be successful. Once again, if you use this correctly, you're going to kill it. You're going to crush it. All right. And if you guys go through my success stories, let me just go through here. Okay. So Kenneth uses it. We got Andre and Matthew, they use it. This one, of course, I use it. Lorenzo uses it. On this one, he didn't use it. Marsha, she didn't use it. She didn't use it. Christian, he didn't use it. Greg uses it. He was one of my students. He uses it. Chris, he uses it. Andre, he uses it. Christian, he uses it. They don't use it. Brenda, she uses it. Ashley, I think she just makes calls herself. Damien, he does it himself. Rusty, he used it. Yeah, so I mean, like if you use this correctly, you're gonna have success. But it is something that, you have to take the time to commit to actually learn how to do it. All right. So let's go over some of the automations also that you can build websites, you can create forms, you can do invoicing, you can do a lot of different things. But I'm going to show you guys the campaigns that we use. All right. So we have an initial outreach campaign, and this is for previous owners. All right. So this is going to consist of 3 messages. All right. So we have an initial text. We're going to wait. If there's no response, we're going to send a follow-up text. And then we're going to wait. If there's no response, we're going to do our final outreach. All right. Now, there are triggers. Okay. So here we can see that we're filtering out people who are not on the DNC list. All right. We don't want to market somebody and get in trouble because we send somebody all these text messages and they're on the DNC list. So that's always going to be the first filter. We want to make sure that we are in compliance. If you're using any CRMs and automations and all that, you got to make sure you're within TCPA and DNC regulations. All right. So then you can customize your text. This happens to be the text that I use. We're pulling the contact's name, we're pulling the address. I want to be very specific when I'm contacting people, and then we go through this journey. Now, we also have a follow-up for pre-foreclosures. We have a follow-up campaign for relatives. We have the unclaimed small strategy, which is going to be working claims that are under 10,000. If you guys work bankruptcy, you can do that. State funds, you can create so many different automations in here. You can also specify what time you want messages to be sent out, what days. All right, we're doing 10 to 5, Monday to Saturday. You can specify that as well. You can also create websites. You can create forms. There's a lot of different things that you can do here. So like, let's say you wanted to create a website from an existing template. They have, multiple industries that use this same software. So if you like something from a different industry, like we can see here, this says wedding planner, but it looks pretty cool, or HVAC solutions, you can go in there and choose it and customize it. All right. You can see the template and you can go in there and you can make a pretty cool website. Another good feature is you guys can actually add as many staff members as you would like. All right, at no additional cost. You can come in here and you can add staff members, and it's not going to cost you any extra seats or anything like that. All right, so your team will be able to really assist you. You guys can create invoices for clients, you can do calendars, you can do a lot of different things. Somebody said, can we pay someone to do a one-on-one? Yes, they have that for the account setup. It's $100 and they'll set up the account for you and they'll also do a one-on-one call so that you can do the business the correct way. Now, I do want to show you guys the different mailers. We'll touch more on this next week, but you can do postcards. All right, so here, this is the postcard, and you can customize it, design it how you want. We have my logo and stuff like that, but you guys can make your own or use preset templates. We have a letter, we have another letter option. You can send stuff to relatives, things of that nature. But the mailers now really is a game changer because now you can send that directly from the CRM. So the fact that we can call, text, send emails and mailers, it's like now it's just a system. You get your leads, you market, and you close. All right. So I know I've gone over a lot, guys. Was rambling for 45 minutes. So let's go ahead and go over questions.
Someone that doesn't mean